Hi guys, in this video is just two bits in this one. First of all, I'm just going to show you a basic New Zealand meter board. I've deleted the older videos because they had actually had contained numbers that that weren't really supposed to be shown. Doesn't really matter, but for the privacy I had deleted them. That video didn't get many views, so it's no problem, and also that video is quite old, and since I've progressed in my years of learning about this, I know a little bit more. So my older videos were quite, they weren't the very best knowledge-wise. But anyway, right, this is somewhat of a standard switchboard or main meter board in New Zealand. You don't usually get these types of boards, like you don't get three-phase power for residential areas. It's usually single phase or two phases. But this is a relatively big building, and it's feeding quite a few circuits. So anyway, this is the era 1980s era, so early 1980s. Sorry, it's just the board. But yeah, I've covered up with the stickers of the information that's kinda confidential, so like you're not really meant to see it. It's only the homeowner and electricians. So like I've covered up the stickers of, like, of course, the electricians, people like that, and putting their numbers on, and also the electricity meter numbers as well, because that's not, you shouldn't really be exposing the numbers apart from the ratings. But anyway, let's start from the bottom and somewhat head to the top. So at the bottom you usually have a master switch, so that cuts everything, so that cuts all three phases off to the building, so that cuts off the power going out of the switch to all of this. So if I flick that off, that should be dead. But at the back of the switch, it's still live because you haven't disconnected the power from the pole. So yes, let's start from the bottom. So master switch, that cuts off everything. Main switch house, got a main switch flat. So not going into too much detail, there's a house and a flat. Two phases for the house, one phase for the flat. It's going into a little detail, but this is a 100 amp service here. Each phase is 100 amperes. This is a ripple relay, and so is this one. This is the more common one. You don't usually get too many of these. All these is a ripple relay as well. Yeah, so this board has been the meters have been upgraded. There used to be 4 meters in this board. So as you can see here, storage meter flat. So that was for storage heating, and that was for the house, or for the flat. And this is just a polyphase meter. So it can, as you know, poly means many or more than one. So it can take more than one phase. So at the moment it's taking 2 phases, as you can see up here, L1 and L2. I do like these meters in certain ways, but I prefer the old disc ones. So yes, skipping myself. So anyway, these are fuses here. This is what the fuses look like on an older house. And that's your ripple relay for hot water and heating. Pilot fuses here for anything really. Another ripple relay, as I said. So that's what they really look like. Let's go back here. There we go. So they kind of zoom in there. So this is for the second part of the video. You don't usually see this. This meter actually has been disconnected electronically. I'm not going to go into too much detail why that's happened, but yeah. when you don't pay your bills, that's what happens. And this is the house where I'm at, so that's just, I've got power, pay your bills. So yes, anyway, so this is a meter that's actually been disconnected electronically. So it says call, it says disconnected, or it says, yeah, call, it says connected, something like that. And it'll say, should say call retailer. So it says this, and it's just sliding along. And it says call retailer. So retailer, power company. So this person, Genesis Energy. So yeah, that's what happens when you don't pay your bills. The main switch is actually on for that meter, but as you can see when it says connection state, oh, there we go. The little LED's not on, and the impulse lamp's not flashing, so you got no power. But yes, that's what happens. So if I can turn it off, main switch, it's done, 0. So that's fully off, that's up with the meter, and that just stays like that until the problem is resolved. And yes, no one is living in that flat. Pardon me. So yeah, I can turn it off. It's better off doing that anyway. Just a waste of power, even though that consumes little to no power. It's just stupid to keep it running. Anyway, let's get on to this meter, and I will actually I'll show you what this meter. This is a single phase meter here in New Zealand. These meters do not come in polyphase versions. You have to get this type of meter. I think it's the Atlas MK10D. That's a polyphase meter by EDMI Vector. So yeah, yes. Anyway, sorry, getting out of track here. So what does it say? Main element. I'll just pause for a second. Here we go. Main element of that meter is 100 amps, so that element can take 100 amperes through there. The second element is 40 amps. So yes, so we've got two elements in our meters. So it says 10 to 100 amps, 230 volts, 50 cycles. Not sure what that means. One phase, two wire. So that's what that means. And yes, I'm pretty sure, yes, that does contain batteries. And it is double insulated. So yes, that's what that means. Now on this meter here, it says 10 to 100 amps active. You get reactive. We've got impulse per kVARH, and we've got impulse per kilowatt hour. So those are two completely different things. And yes, you can get charged for reactive power, but that's not on this meter's rate. So we only get charged for the general kilowatt hour. It also says all these different little diagrams here. So that's 3-phase star, 3 times 230, 400. That's 2 phases. It's another 2-phase. These are like different types of power supplies, so you can get like 2 phases off a transformer, different types of 2-phase input. And you can actually get 1 phase as well, I'm pretty sure, but that's pretty pointless having one of these meters when you're running single phase. But anyway, so let me explain to you how New Zealand metering works. It's pretty simple. This is your load for new meters, 1.1 kilowatts. Date and time, so 24th of the 7th, 2019. Let's just go back there. Deal is 8:52 and 33 seconds. That's the signal strength. Right here. And that's reset. 24-hour rate. So that's our 24-hour kilowatt hour consumption. And that's our control. Control means controlled by the ripple relays, and that's how it's measuring it. So 02360.4.24. And load is 1.1 kilowatts. Not too much. I have pulled 20 kilowatts from this meter before, but that's two phases, so 30 and 70 amps. So 30 amps on one phase, 70 on the other. 100 amps in total. So yeah, that's how this works. So yeah, 500 impulse per kilowatt hour, 500 impulse per kVARH, kilovolt amp, reactive hours. And yes, you can get charged, as I said, for power factor. And that light does flash, but you'll have to talk to your power company if you want to actually get get charged for volt amps, which is not, you should not really be getting charged for that in a residential case. But yes, this light will flash every now and then, depends how, I think, inductive the load is. So when I switch on like motors and fluorescent lamps, that tends to flash a little more than normal. So yeah, this is what a typical New Zealand switchboard looks like. These are just companies, installation 20 citywide, quite old companies actually. Don't know if they're still around anymore. I know this one is. Good companies these actually. I'm not getting paid to promote, but what does it say? Moses Electrical and Plumbing, good people. Good service. So yes, and I'll just also show you some of our ripple control. So basically, there's some other videos that I've done before on my channel about ripple control, so I talk about that there. So you just go onto those videos. So just go through my channel, look for ripple control, look for a picture of one of these, and you should find it. These are old equipment. So yeah. Here we go, if you want to take a look. Covered up the serial number so none of you nosy parkers are looking. Yeah, so a bit of a shame that I have to cover these up, but it's just too many nosy people, and then they get the serial numbers, and it's possibilities. Like, I can take them off, no harm done, but it's just better to cover them up just for some privacy reasons. So yes, it is best to do that. I will show you a video of a real basic residential board, so it doesn't look like this, but that will be in the future. So yes, so yeah, as I said in this video, meters can be, these so-called smart meters can be switched off electronically via, pretty sure it's the cellular network or the grid, but I'm pretty sure it's the cellular network. And the relay pops off, and you don't get power, and you have to call your retailer, as it's set up there, to get it reconnected. Yes, because before they used to pull out the terminals. So yes, that's how it worked back then. Any questions, just comment. So I hope I can answer them for you. So yes. That's about it for today, so until next time, thanks for watching.